How's it going, everyone? So I literally have 10 minutes max, so I got to keep this under 10. I got to pick up my daughter from daycare. I had a day off today, but it was a day off from work officially, but had a lot of things to do, very busy, and I got to take her to the dentist to get her cleaned. I hate going to the dentist. I'll do a separate video on that. Anyway, I wanted to do, it's been a while, maybe a month or two. I want to do an update on the COVID-19 vaccine. The main ones in the U.S. are Moderna, for the company Moderna, Pfizer, you probably heard of that, and then there's AstraZeneca, but the U.S. is not using that, and there's Johnson & Johnson. And this video is not, I'm just going to give out the information. You guys know where I stand on this, so if you do like this information, you want to hear it raw from me, unfiltered, then please share the video, like the video, whatever. So recently, Johnson & Johnson, if you heard a couple days ago, or was it yesterday, I don't remember, some women, about 6 women that took the Johnson & Johnson vaccine, and they got some blood clots. And some people that have taken the AstraZeneca vaccine, I think like in the UK and other places, they've also gotten some blood clots. So this is just something that you should be aware of. I'm not going to be a fear monger. It is very rare, but as of right now, it's rare. But you just don't know. And some of these women I think they got it within like 6 days of the shot, 6 to 13 days or something. My numbers might be a little bit off, but for the main purpose of this video, you get the point of this video, because not to go off too much off topic, but I haven't been delving too heavily into all this and stuff, because like last year was just too time consuming and it kind of just wore on me. So just I'll get as accurate as possible, but if my numbers are a little bit off, then don't kill me for it. So anyway, that happened. And then recently, the rapper DMX, I really like DMX. He had a lot of demons, just a lot of problems with drugs and stuff, but they don't know for sure, but I think the media labeled it as a drug overdose, but the family of DMX is saying that he took the COVID-19 vaccine and then he died from it. I know that there have been some rumors, and I'm not here to be a conspiracy theorist because I don't know the facts yet, but DMX, they're saying that he may have died from the vaccine. Hank Aaron, the real home run king, sorry Barry Bonds, you cheated, but Hank Aaron, like it doesn't get any play, like at least to investigate this. He took the vaccine, and I don't know which one from which company. He ended up dying. And then Marvin Hagler, marvelous Marvin Hagler, for you boxing fans, one of the greats, pound for pound in the 80s. He also died after taking the vaccine. So there's been some suspicion. So this is just something to consider. What's the other thing I want to say? I think that AstraZeneca vaccine, you don't have to worry about if you're in the U.S. because I don't think it's going to be implemented here, which is good. The Johnson & Johnson one, I think, is on hold. But I know a lot of countries, I think the UK is still using the AstraZeneca vaccine, but a lot of countries like Denmark, and then I think Ireland for sure, and a lot of them are not taking that. So AstraZeneca, you don't have to worry too much about, but I'm surprised that some countries are still using it. That one for sure, I think, is just very risky. And one other last few points I wanted to say is, I'm not sure if I said this in the previous video, that the video is that I'm not here to try to convince you to not take the vaccine or whatever. I've already said my piece. Even some of my family members are probably going to watch this video. I know they've already taken the vaccine. I give people the information and let them decide what they want to do with that information, but I want to be as objective as possible. Now, the majority of people that I know that have taken the vaccine, some of my coworkers have taken it. I know people personally that have taken the first shot and the second shot. A lot of people on the second shot, were getting a lot of side effects in terms of like not being able to go to work, being completely just clonked out and just really messed up. And usually after 24 hours, they were okay. But one of the latest studies reports by the Epoch Times, I don't know how you pronounce it, it's EPOCH. You should try to follow them if you want some real objective journalism. I'm just going to say Epic. The Epic Times, they reported that in the more recent studies, with the second shot, actually the older people had less reactions from it, which is kind of surprising to me, because in my opinion, if you're older, I feel like your immune system is not as good and you would actually be more prone to getting side effects from the second shot. It's the younger people that have gotten a little bit messed up from the second shot. So in a small way, I mean, it still remains to be seen. They got to do a bigger sample size, but as of right now, people that get the second shot that are older actually have less chance of getting a side effect. So that's a small, I want to call it a victory, but it's something that I was always concerned about for older people like my parents and stuff. Not to say there isn't any risk, but based on that, at least that's a small morsel of hope that if you do have a compromised immune system and you're older, there's, as of right now, there's a less chance of getting really messed up on that second dose. I think that's pretty much all I have to say. Oh yeah, and the one last point, hopefully you made it this far in this video. I probably should have said this earlier because this is more important. The COVID-19, COVID-19 in general has about 99.7% survival rate. So this is now if you've already taken it, you've already taken it. There's nothing you can do. You can't take it back. But it's about as deadly as a common flu. This is based on data and studies. I can put it in the link or whatever, and you can check it out. It's been backed up by the World Health Organization, but it's 99.7% survival rate. The main question you got to ask yourself is, if you haven't taken the vaccine yet, is, let's say in the best case scenario that the shot gets you from 99.7% survival to 99.2%. Let's say hypothetically, are you willing to risk a vaccine that's mRNA technology, brand new technology? Because it's just a mass experiment. That's what it is. When 40,000 people in Pfizer clinical trial and 40,000 in the other one in Moderna, 80,000 out of 330 million. And people, that's just in America and and all around the world. That's a mass experiment. That's a really small amount. Anyways, are you willing to risk, in a best case scenario, 99.7 to 99.9, the 0.2 over something that you don't know the long-term effects? Now, a lot of people are going to counter and say, well, I'm fine. I just had a little bit of soreness in my arm, this and that, like a regular shot. That's true, but that's 100% true. But we don't know the long-term side effects. We don't know if it's going to create some autoimmune diseases. We don't know if going to be some gene alteration, mutations. If it doesn't hit the intended target, the RNA technology, we just don't know. That's 100% fact. Whether you agree with me or not, no one knows. So, and the last thing, I'm almost done. When I say hypothetically, it's not even 99. The 99.7 is true, the survival rate. But going from 99.7 to 99.7 to 99.9, that's hypothetical, because the shot itself, according to clinical trials, is only 95% effective. So it's actually less. So objectively speaking, you're at 99.7 and it may not even get you to 99.8, 99.9. So it's like a double whammy. You're risking something with new technology that we're not 100% sure about on the long-term effects for something that may not even get you from 99.7. Now, if the survival rate was like 75% and people were dropping like flies, and then the vaccine got you to like 97, 98% from 75, even if it was brand new technology, that would obviously be more legitimate because you're making a huge hike. But we're talking about fragments, right? We're talking about fragments of percentages. But that's something that you need to take into account. This is 9 minutes. Oh, final thing. I know in Riverside County in California, they surveyed a bunch of healthcare workers, and like half of them have declined the vaccine. You won't hear this really on the news. I declined the vaccine. I'm a frontline healthcare worker. The military, about 40% have declined, and you got to ask yourself this. That's why every time when I tell people I work at a hospital, and in particular the county that I work in, when I tell them I work there, the first thing they do, their eyes light up and they ask me, "It must be crazy in the hospital. It must be crazy in the hospital." And I tell them they want to hear like the crazy stories, like it's an episode of ER, but it's just not. I don't have any stories. I've had a couple people that got COVID, and nothing happened. Hospital's dead, and I think they're going to try to lay some people off. So perception is not always the reality. And what you have to realize is that, I always tell this to my coworker right at 10 minutes, is that if this was as deadly as, if I felt like I was in danger, don't you think you wouldn't have to force, you wouldn't have to convince healthcare workers and military to get the vaccine? I told my coworker that if I saw all my coworkers in the ICU dropping like flies left and right and they have good immune systems, I'd be scared crapless. What does that tell you when almost like nearly half of healthcare workers don't want to take the vaccine? What does that tell you? We're exposed to patients all day, and we don't want to take it. Yet all the public the public that's not even around sick people, they want to get in line and they're so eager to take it. Firefighters too, they don't want to take it. You know, some people will say, well, and it's true, a small percentage doesn't they have different reasons for it. It's religious, or they don't have access to it, or they want. But the majority of them, I'm pretty sure if you ask them, they're gonna say, I don't want to take it. I'm healthy, I'm good, and that's it. So focus on whether you take it or not. I'm not totally anti-vax, like I said, but this is brand new. This is not like a flu shot. Take care of your immune system. Eat right. Work out. Sleep. Get good sleep. People that are, eating 3 cheeseburgers and then putting the mask on, I swear, I saw a person with the mask take it off and they're chain smoking. Free country, do what you want to do. But and then you put a shot in it, it's not going to solve your problems, all right? Healthy people, for the most part, are going to be okay. That's my time 11. Sorry about it. I got to go. Bye.